cats, what's happening? Second day of spring here in Northeast Ohio, and we've got some gloomy, damp, cloudy, wet weather. Not real suitable for going for a ride. So let's chat this morning. My discussion today, Daytona or Sturgis. Now, before I go too far, I will confess, I have never been to Daytona. I have been to Sturgis 8 times or so. Other than that, my travels have taken me other places too, to the East Coast and out to the mountains and all over the country. But I've never been to Florida and never really had any inclination to go there. But maybe after I hear some of your tips today, I might change my mind. Now, I can tell you in this day and age, there's a lot of options to biker rallies. But Daytona Bike Rally and the Sturgis Rally seem to be the two giants. They just attract a large amount of bikers from all over the world. Very popular ones. There's all kinds of little rallies popping up all over the place. In fact, there's a one that's more recent, even here in Northeast Ohio, up near Sandusky, Ohio Bike Week, that's becoming more and more popular. About an hour and a half drive from here, so that's an easy one. I could ride up there and spend a day up there doing that bike week, and then ride home and sleep in my own bed. But what fun is that, huh? Hey, I might do that this year. From what I understand, let's see, Daytona was just a week or two ago. It was the second week of March is Daytona, whereas the Sturgis motorcycle rally is always the first week of August, so it's more of a summer rally. And that poses the issue here for me to ride. Okay, now I've ridden to Sturgis, and that's about 1,200 miles, so I can do that in 2 days. I do like 600 miles a day, and I'm there on day 2, usually early evening. I arrive in Sturgis, where I can set up camp. And that's summer weather, so, the only deal you have to worry about is maybe a thunderstorm here or there. You got rain gear, you're in good shape. But here in Northeast Ohio, early March is like wintertime. I mean, we've had snow every morning. It's below freezing, so there's frost on the ground, if not a layer of snow. And to leave here to ride to Daytona, even though it's not as far as Sturgis, it's only about 1,000 miles, so it's about 200 miles less for me to drive to Daytona. The issue would be the weather. If you're gonna ride, you're gonna pull out of the driveway here, and you're gonna ride on salt-covered roads and pretty cold weather, which you could probably dress for. But if it snows or the weather turns lousy, you could be in a world of trouble. Now, you could time your trip to leave here to head south. And I don't know how far south I'd have to travel before I started hitting some more decent weather. But that, again, would be a 2-day ride just to get to Daytona. So the other issue is when Daytona's done and it's time to ride home, you don't have any idea what the weather's going to be a week from the time you arrive down there. Now, you may be down there and be 70, 80 degree weather, sunshine, and you're riding around in short sleeves, a t-shirt, but your trip home, it could get very serious. And I know some people that have gotten caught up in that problem that have ridden to Daytona. So most of the people I know that go to Daytona nowadays, they trailer from here. They load their bikes up on a trailer and haul them down, and then they have their big party down there. So those are the issues that come up with just getting to either Sturgis or Daytona for me here in Northeast Ohio. Now, you say, why haven't you ever been to Daytona, Itchy? I've never been to Florida, and I guess a couple things. I don't like that high humidity heat that Florida offers, and it's also just very flat land. It holds no interest to me. Where I absolutely love the mountains, whether it's the Appalachian Mountains east of here heading towards the East Coast, or the Rockies heading the other way. That's my thing. So when I go to the Black Hills, you're pretty much in the mountains or in that area anyway. Now the other thing that comes to mind is, and I'm going to ask you because I've never been there, but other than partying and hitting different bars, what do you do in Daytona as far as tourism goes? I can tell you this from my experience in the Black Hills of South Dakota, there's a lot to do. When I ride out to Sturgis, I can go to Mount Rushmore Monument, Crazy Horse Monument. I can go to Custer State Park and ride the Wildlife Loop. I can ride down through Spearfish Canyon. I can go to Hewlett, Wyoming. I can go to Devil's Tower. There's just a lot to do there. The Needles Highway, for one. Just beautiful, gorgeous scenery, and you're traveling in some countryside that's just phenomenal. The Black Hills is a highly used place for tourism, so it kind of caters to that kind of a thing too. So aside from the motorcycle rally itself, there's a lot to do in the area. So you have two choices in Sturgis. You can go out there and just party your tail off, and there's a lot of saloons out there. Some of them are big name ones. Full Throttle Saloon, the Broken Spoke, all those top name saloons are there, and a lot of people like to go and just hit a different one every night and hang out and party. Some people hang out in the campgrounds like the Buffalo Chip, where you can go there and just set up and spend your whole week there listening to concerts and drinking yourself into oblivion or doing whatever you do. So your options there are whatever floats your boat. Tell me this, when you go to Daytona, other than partying, what is there to do? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go to Disneyland, so that's out of the picture. But, do you go to the beach? Do you go looking for alligators? You tell me, because I don't know. So my personal flavor, I'm giving Daytona a thumbs down, because that just doesn't seem like it's my thing. Now, the other thing, I will say I've watched a lot of videos of Daytona Beach and the main strip there, and I'm seeing a lot of show bikes. I mean, just like one after the other. And I know those guys didn't ride those big wheel baggers down there with the custom paint jobs. In fact, I don't know that they ride them very much at all, because they look like they're museum pieces in mint condition. If you don't believe me, watch some of those Daytona videos where they're just cruising the strip there. Some real wild contraptions, I'm telling you. In Sturgis, I don't know that I've ever really seen that kind of a parade, where all the show bikes are in one place going up and down through the strip. I mean, you can go downtown Sturgis itself, but it's so congested. You're just inching along, and it's not much of a show like the main boulevard there in Daytona Beach. It's a little different. So, what's your choice? Daytona, or is it Sturgis, South Dakota? Where are you riding from? How far do you got to go? It's almost the same distance for me, give or take 200 miles, so I could do that. The weather situation, early March here, not conducive to riding weather, so I would have to trailer my bike to go to Daytona. I'm not into that. Where do you stay in Daytona? I know they got some cool campgrounds down there. Some friends of ours just went down there and they stayed at a place, I believe it's called Cackleberry Campground, not too far from Daytona Beach, and it looked like they had all kinds of cool stuff going on there too. So kind of similar a little bit to the Buffalo Chip, maybe not on the same scale, but still they had a lot of cool stuff to do there too. So that could be a cool option. As for me, I'm going to stick with Sturgis. That's what I like. That's kind of what my what I've done historically, and that leaves me a lot of open ends of things to do when I get there. I'm not so much into the party scene anymore like I used to be, so I wouldn't be prone to just hang out and drink at a saloon or stay at a wild party all night. I would like to sleep in the evening and get my rest. Kind of got away from the alcohol abuse some time ago, and that's a good thing. I'm a much happier person for it. So there you go, cats. What's your take on it? Daytona or Sturgis? Let me know. Comment down below. Hit the like button for me, please. And share it with some others if you like this. See what their take is on it as well. Give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. I'll keep you entertained with some more. And we can work this out together. We can talk about this. Until next time, cats. Ride hard, die